Welcome back to the Kelly Counts Macros podcast, part two of our deep dive into nighttime cravings. In part one, we talked about why cravings hit hard after dinner, and I gave you a ton of practical strategies for managing them. If you missed it, go back and listen to that one first so you have the full toolkit. Today, we're adding in even more strategies, many of them directly from my own experience and from my clients inside of the membership, the clubhouse, and the shred to help you stay in control without feeling deprived. Now, before we dive into today's topic, I have to tell you about something very exciting coming up. Coming up soon, our free week shred prep. It's time to reset. Starting September 8th, we're doing 5 free days together to plan your short, powerful reset to lose weight and start seeing those muscles pop. Here's how it works. Each day, there will be a live session with me on macros and my sister Kate on muscles. Don't worry if you can't make it live. Everything will be recorded right in our free Facebook group. We'll coach you step by step through hitting your macros, dialing in your nutrition, and starting to build lean muscle and definition the right way. At the end of the 5 days, you'll walk away with your exact macro targets, a clear workout plan, and the confidence and structure to keep going right into the shred. We start September 8th. It's free. It's just 5 days. It's in our free community on Facebook, and it's the perfect way to kickstart your fall with focus and energy. So click the link in the show notes to join us, and let's reset together. So first up, one of my top hacks is volume eating. So volume eating means choosing foods that give you a lot to chew and fill your stomach for fewer calories. Think strawberries instead of avocado, because for the same calories, you can eat a big bowl of strawberries or just a very few tiny slices of avocado. You can also add veggies to pasta to bulk it up, or use high volume swaps like zucchini noodles or cauliflower rice. The more space your food takes up, the more satisfied you'll feel, even if the calorie count is lower. So picture your stomach like a balloon. When it's empty, it's flat and floppy. And as you eat, food stretches the walls of the stomach. Inside your gut, there are stretch receptors that send signals up to your brain saying, hello, hey, I'm full. So here's the key. Those receptors don't care if it's 100 calories of lettuce or 600 calories of chips. They respond to the volume of food, not the calories. So for example, imagine filling half your plate with roasted broccoli, yummy zucchini, and colorful peppers. That big pile might only be 100 to 150 calories, but it physically takes up space in your stomach and presses on those receptors, telling your brain you're satisfied. So compare that to eating a small handful of Lay's crinkle chips. The same calories, but barely any volume, so your stomach doesn't register fullness and you keep reaching for more. This is called that gastric distension, the stretching of the stomach lining, and it's one of the body's natural tools to regulate hunger. So pairing low-calorie, high-volume foods like veggies, fruit, popcorn, or even whipped the Greek yogurt bowls with protein is a science-backed way to stay fuller longer without piling on the calories. Another thing that you can do that one of my private clients swears by is reserving about 100 calories for cheese. She loves cheese, so she looks forward to a treat like an ounce of cheese before bed. That hits the fat and the protein. It can be satisfying and help you coast through the rest of the evening without rummaging through the pantry, grabbing for the Oreos and the goldfish. Another option, if you have more of a sweet tooth, is 1 square of dark chocolate, both giving you that treat feeling in a controlled portion so it doesn't spiral into overeating. When you include protein and fat, it stimulates hormones like GLP-1 and peptide, which prolong the feeling of fullness, of satiety, of feeling satisfied. That's where smart evening strategies come in. So some clients swear by reserving about 100 calories for a treat like an ounce of Cabot light cheddar cheese before bed. That little hit of fat and protein, it's surprisingly satisfying and helps you get through the evening. Perhaps maybe more your styles, like we said, the dark chocolate, that will do the trick as well. So the science is clear, right? Between volume and satiety, it's not just what you eat, but how it signals your brain and your body. So pairing volume with protein and controlled treat moments, you'll feel full and satisfied and in control, even in a calorie deficit. The next one, eating slowly and without distraction. So who's guilty of eating dinner or a snack while scrolling Instagram? Grabbing a snack in front of the TV and watching Netflix, or just winding down with a meal while multitasking. So raise your hand, it's most of us. So the problem is when your brain is distracted, it doesn't fully process the sensory experience of eating. So research has shown that multitasking at meals interferes with that sensory specific satiety. So your brain's way of recognizing you've had enough of a certain taste or texture. When you're glued to your screen, when your brain gets fewer cues from the smell and the taste and the texture because you're concentrating on that certain influencer on Instagram, or you're watching Housewives and you're just paying attention to what Tamra is doing. So it takes longer to register fullness. So that's why people who eat while distracted often consume 25 to 30% more calories without even realizing it. So your dopamine system is busy lighting up from the scrolling, not from the food. So you miss the I'm satisfied signals and you keep eating. So whether it's dinner or a quick snack, a meal, or even a bedtime wind down, the strategy is the same. Slow down, put the phone away, and be present with your food. In the shred, we even use the water break strategy. Drink 8 ounces before you eat, then another 8 ounces halfway through. This helps digestion, fills your stomach with volume, encourages you to pace yourself, plus helps you get in your daily water intake. So the result, you feel fuller, more satisfied, and you naturally eat less without restriction. The next hack, fiber focus. So fiber is powerful for fullness, but not all fiber feels the same in your body. So some clients are different. They notice that veggie fiber alone doesn't keep them satisfied the way other sources do. There are 2 main types of fiber. So soluble fiber, so that's food found in like oats and apples and citrus and beans. It dissolves in water and forms a gel in your gut. This slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and keeps you full longer. Then the other kind is insoluble fiber. So this is found in foods like some other veggies, whole grains, and bran. And this adds bulk to your stool and speeds up digestion. This is what helps with regularity, right? When you're constipated, you want to eat more of these, but doesn't always give you the same fullness effect. So that's why high fiber foods like all bran buds stirred into Greek yogurt or high fiber tortillas can feel more satisfying than just a pile of veggies, because it just combines the bulk plus the slower digestion for that longer lasting satiety satisfaction. So some of the best fruits and veggies options for fiber include berries, right? Raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. They're loaded with soluble fiber and antioxidants. Apples and pears, especially with the skin on. Avocado, technically a fruit, right? Full of soluble fiber and healthy fats. Carrots, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, these are all nutrient-dense veggies with a good mix of fibers. Sweet potatoes, fiber plus slow digesting carbs for steady energy. So the science is clear. When fiber mixes with water in your gut, it triggers stretch receptors in the stomach and slows that emptying of your stomach, which boosts the satiety hormones like GLP-1 and peptide. That's why experimenting with different fiber sources matters. Some will leave you feeling stuffed, others will pass through quickly. So don't just aim for more fiber. Aim for the sources that make you feel fuller, satisfied, and more in control. The next one, allow for fun foods. Here's the truth. Cutting out your favorite foods and white knuckling it doesn't eliminate the cravings. It intensifies them. Your brain is wired. It's wired to want what it wants, what it thinks it can't have. So when you restrict something completely, you activate a part of the brain called the orbitofrontal cortex, which lights up with heightened attention to air quotes forbidden foods. So in short, deprivation makes the food more rewarding in your brain. So that's why I teach clients to include a serving of something they love every single day. The key is to pre-track it so it fits. I remember when I first started tracking, I would pre-log my Panda Paws ice cream before the day even started. That way I knew it was coming. If it was the weekend and I knew we were going to Dairy Queen, I would pre-track a triple chocolate utopia. I could look forward to it and it didn't blow my calorie budget. Pre-tracking removes the guilt and the guesswork. So the science backs it up. When you deprive yourself, dopamine, your brain's reward chemical, spikes when you finally cave. And that's what leads to the binges. You've built up the craving so much that when you finally get access to that huge bag of peanut butter cups, your brain drives you to overconsume. But when you regularly allow small, planned servings of fun foods, dopamine responses level out. You enjoy the food, your brain feels satisfied, and the cycle of restriction and binge is finally broken. And this is what we work on inside of the shred. In other words, freedom plus structure beats restriction every single time. When you plan for the foods you love, you satisfy both your cravings and your goals. Next one, find healthier swaps. All right. When you can, find lighter versions of the foods you crave. So inside the clubhouse, we make high protein creamy recipes from the Ninja Creamy that taste like ice cream, but pack in more protein and fewer calories. These swaps hit the same craving, but work better with your goals. So you can have them more often. So in the clubhouse, we have a chocolate creamy, we have an M&M creamy, we have a strawberry cheesecake creamy, and coming up next is a triple chocolate creamy. So they're all to die for. They fit easily into your macros, especially when you're in a deficit or a cut. Another thing that you can do, and you've probably heard before, is to just brush your teeth. Sometimes the simplest tricks work. You know, that minty, fresh feeling tells your brain eating time is over. And honestly, most people won't brush again just to eat. So it acts like a little barrier, a little pause between you and that late night snack. The next one, just remind yourself you can do hard things. It's not realistic to expect a calorie deficit to be comfortable all the time. There will be moments when you're just hungry, and that's okay. It's not an emergency. But every time you ride out that moment, you're building the discipline muscle, that muscle that makes the next moment easier. Remind yourself you can do hard things. That skill will serve you long after the deficit is over, not just for weight loss or fat loss, for everything in life that you think may be hard. Remind yourself you can do hard things. The next one, adding carbs strategically, okay? Not all carbs are created equal when it comes to satiety, but what I preach is potatoes. These, for example, are one of the most filling foods per calorie. A small baked potato at dinner can help crush the late night hunger cravings and keep you from diving into the snacks. So don't be afraid of carbs. Don't fear the carbs. Just be strategic with the types and the timing. Add a small baked potato to your dinner. Big green salads before your main meal. My grandma always said, eat your salad first. And I think that my parents incorporated that as well because we would have a salad with almost every meal. And my dad would always eat his salad first. So the raw greens, they tend to be more filling for many people. than cooked veggies. So in the shred, we make what we call big as salads at least once a day. They're loaded with fiber, volume, and micronutrients. And when you eat one before your main course, or even as your main course, it naturally reduces how much of the higher calorie items you eat afterward. So eating a small salad before your main meal helps as well. And my last one, which we've kind of already talked about, but pre-track the calories for those evening snacks. If nighttime is your weak spot, plan for it. Plan for it instead of pretending it won't happen, pretending or saying, I'm just not going to have that snack anymore. It's okay. Save the calories in your budget for something that you love. It could be popcorn. It could be Greek yogurt with berries. It could be ice cream. It could be, I don't know, a slice of chicken with whole grain crackers. So save that spot. Save that 150 to 200 calories for that nighttime snack. Pre-tracking means you can enjoy it guilt-free and stay within your numbers. The big takeaway here is that nighttime cravings don't have to derail you, and you don't have to rely on willpower. By layering strategies like volume eating, pre-tracking, building in satisfying foods, you can take the edge off the cravings and keep moving towards your goals. Before I let you go, don't forget our free week, Shred Prep, starts September 8th. It's 5 days of live coaching with me and Kate to reset your nutrition, lock in your macros, and kickstart your strength. You'll finish with your exact macros, a workout plan, and the confidence to roll right into the shred. It's totally free. It's only 5 days. It's your perfect fall reset. Click the link in the show notes to grab your spot. I'll see you there. You can do this. You can do hard things. You can handle the cravings. As always, you're always doing better than you think you are. See you next time.